Hey everyone, hope you are good and having a good day. I think we're into week 5 or week 6 of lockdown. Don't actually know. Dips generally asked me this morning, today's Sunday, right? I'm like, no, today's Monday. I don't know that because I look at my phone. Really had no idea. Today's post is things that I have learned during lockdown. What have I learned during lockdown? Quite a lot, it seems, I've learned about lockdown. And I thought I'd have a bit of a sharing on here about what we've been learning and what's been the pros and the cons. Pros and cons of lockdown. I think there are a few. So, my first learning is never take for granted again a haircut, like ever. I'm not cutting my own hair. Don't get panicky. But I will never leave it for a bigger gap when there's a pandemic going on around the world. Learning number 1. First world problem, of course, but it's my first world problem. So don't do that. I had to cut my son's hair, trim it on the edges because he was getting the fringes in his eye, and he started doing this, like the L'Oreal hair flick. I'm like, bit young for that, aren't you, love? So I had to give him a little bit of a trim outside. He was actually very patient. It wasn't very straight, but it did the job. But it'll get fixed at some point in the future. So that's the first thing that I've learned. Second thing that I've learned is the gaps in between meals are shorter than I thought they were. So when you think about, I'm going to eat my lunch at 1 o'clock, or you eat lunch at 1 o'clock, because no one plans eating lunch at 1 o'clock. The gap in between the actual preparation, the cooking, the eating, the tidying up, that's like maybe an hour and a half of doing all of that when you're trying to work out refereeing the kids and who's going to eat what and what do you want to eat and whatever else as well. Then by the time that's done, say you eat at 1, I'll be done by about 1:30ish, and then just like thinking about food again. This is if you have a family, if you've got young children, about 3:30ish, and suddenly thinking, okay, oh, gotta start making food again because they're going to get to bed by 7 o'clock or 7:30. The gap just seems really short. I'm like, when did this happen? And I just feel like I'm just never ending, just in the kitchen. That's another learning that I've had, very short gaps in between meals. And the supermarket is, I'm there probably every 2 or 3 days to pick up essentials. It is genuinely essentials. I'm not buying like stupid stuff. I am buying essentials because we just seem to go through so much food. The money I'm saving on petrol, I'm spending on food instead. Crazy, but that's something I wanted to share with you as well. The pros. So the pros of being in lockdown. There's one pro I've had so far. I have been decluttering like a maniac. So we're treating our weekends like a proper weekend, not doing too much stuff in the weekdays. That's going to be housey kind of stuff. Doing that on the weekends, have a little bit of structure. And we have been decluttering at our house like there's no tomorrow. Our garage got done. That took us a couple of days. We did that on, I think, Easter weekend. I can't remember. I think we did that Easter weekend. We made space in the garage, and the stuff that we can take to the tip or to the charity, to the recycling centre, we left it outside. The space in the garage. The space I made in the garage is now filled up with stuff I'm sending across to the charity shop. The charity shops are going to be overridden with stuff just from my house. I have got so much stuff to give away. It's ridiculous. Kids' clothes, kids' toys, kids' shoes that they haven't even worn. I have tried selling some stuff as well. So there's just so much stuff to give out, which has been good, but it also makes me really think about why did I buy it in the first place and how much stuff do they actually really need. So I've learned one thing on there. Kids need fewer clothes than you realise. Didn't realise that until now because we've given away so much stuff. And I just thought, actually, they haven't even worn this, or they wore this top like twice, and they had their favourite t-shirt worn like 15 million times because you end up washing the same ones again and again. That was a massive learning. So decluttering has been great. That has actually saved my sanity to declutter because otherwise I'd be going mad at home. There isn't much we can do in the business. We can do some stuff, but not very much. Just like stuff on the website, there isn't much else we can really do because we're not seeing any patients face to face. So the decluttering has made a massive difference to having something to focus on. Something else I've learned about myself and about lockdown is I need targets. I'm not able to work and just go with the flow on stuff. I did it for a couple of weeks and I find it really hard to not have a deadline to work towards. Not everything has a deadline, but just, for example, this weekend we're going to get this room decluttered. That was a big thing for me to have that as a target for me. So that was definitely learning as well. Something else I have had a learning with, my final sharing on this learning thing, is the school timetable that I've been sent. So my children are going to be 5 in June. We've got twins. They're in reception class. Timetable gets uploaded onto the school website every Friday. We have meant to print it out, have a look at it, and then use the resources. So they're nearly 5, and there's an expectation to do at least 2.5 hours of work a day with them, as well as run a house, or maybe if people are working full-time, for example, do your job, keep the kids entertained, keep them alive, give them variation, don't let them watch too much TV. It's just never ending. The amount of thinking that's involved in something like that, that's nutty. We haven't been able to do 2 to 3 hours of work a day. Not going to happen. I just can't, I physically can't do that. They won't sit still for long enough. Not all in one go, you do it in sections throughout the day. But I'm not interested in focusing on something like that. And they'd rather watch telly or play with Lego, which is actually an educational thing, which is good. So I've been teaching my children life skills. What's a life skill, you say? Well, life skills. Things like how to do the hoover. Who's going to be using the spray and the cloth to wipe down door handles? You want to do that? Of course you can, darling. No problem at all. You want to help me? What a good idea. Who can fold the clothes? Who can put the clothes into the darks and the lights in the washing basket? Who can make their bed the fastest? Life skills, people. Life skills. This is 3 months of their life, however long it's going to be. I will give them life skills that will equip them for the rest of their life. Phonics, you'll pick it up eventually, be fine. You're not fall behind that far. I'll do some stuff with them, not too much. But yeah, a few learners I thought I'd share with you guys. It's not easy. It isn't meant to be easy. All you can do is do your best on a daily basis. As long as you can say at the end of the day, you know what, I did what I could. The world will keep on turning, because it will. The sun will rise and the sun will set. Whatever we do, however we want to phrase it, however you want to compare yourself to other people on social media, for example, whatever WhatsApp groups are saying about what they did with their kids that day, you know what, if that's what you did with your kid, fair play to you. I couldn't. I didn't have the energy or the resource or the time or the patience. I couldn't do all that with my kid in that one day, but you could. You know what? Fair play to you. Genuinely, I just couldn't do it. But also, this is me. This is my family. My thinking is, give them some life skills, but at the end of it as well. Hope you find that useful. If you think it is, please go ahead and share. Let somebody else know about this as well. I'm just being real here, telling you how we're doing things in our house as well. And I hope you guys can be real too. See you guys later. Have a good day.